Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, no surprise, yes, I'm still camping. It's the break of dawn here. I don't want to say it's a gorgeous day. We're going to get a huge storm. I've got my raincoat on just in case I get caught in the storm. It's not supposed to rain for another couple of hours, and that gives me enough time to talk about the news with you. So the first thing we're talking about today is something a lot of people pointed out yesterday that I should have talked about but didn't, and that is Halo. And you probably already know what I'm about to say here, but Halo Infinite is getting a third-person mode. Now, this was announced during the 2024 Halo World Championships that were held in Seattle. And in my opinion here, this is a big departure from the series, but it also isn't. I mean, if you ever controlled a vehicle in Halo, that was all in third person. So just switching the first person mode to third person for the rest of the game, I think kind of fits. And it is going to be optional. You can still play in first person. You can play in third person, but you cannot switch between the two during the game unless you hop into a vehicle, I guess. But anyways here, I think this is going to bring a whole lot of people to the series, a whole lot of people to the game, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. And it is launching in November. So let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. I've seen some conflicting opinions here, but in my opinion, if you wanted to play Halo in first person, you absolutely can. There's nothing stopping you. If you wanted to play it in third person now, you absolutely can. I think more options for people is a good thing, but maybe I'm off base with thinking like that. Anyways, there's also a fluff behind me. There's a few of them, so I didn't show you any in last video. I'll show you a few in this one. And in my last video, a few people with a very keen eye spotted exactly where I was. I'm in Arrowhead Provincial Park right now in Ontario, Canada, and it's a very nice time of year. Now, unfortunately, I haven't seen any bears yet, or moose, or deer, and it's that time of year where you kind of see that stuff, so I'm a little bit disappointed about that, but maybe we'll see them moving forward. And as for bears, they're just black bears. They're not overly dangerous here. I'm not in grizzly territory where I have to be really careful. And before I get sidetracked too much about this one, I would say I would much rather see a bear than a moose during rutting season. If you see a male moose with big antlers, I would say that's one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet during rutting season. Those things are aggressive and dangerous and scary. But enough of that, let's get back to the news here. Next up here, we're talking about EA. Now, EA is shutting down yet another game. This one, I don't know how many people are going to be upset about because in sports terms, it's old, very old, and that is NBA Live 18. Now, in my opinion, it shouldn't be shutting down anyways, but at the same time, they are shutting it down, and I think they should change the name from NBA Live 18 to NBA Not Live or Unalived 18. There we go, NBA Unalived 18. Anyways, this adds to the list of games that EA is shutting down soon. So Gamerant has a nice list up here. I'll drop a link to it in the description below. And like everything I talk about in this video, link is in the description below. My news is 100% open source. Anyways, here's the list of games that are shutting down. Simpsons Tapped Out, which we've talked about, and that's October 31st being delisted and January 24th being fully shut down. FIFA 22 is being shut down on November 4th. Battlefield 3 is being shut down on November 7th. Battlefield 4 on PS3 and Xbox 360 is being shut down on November 7th. Battlefield Hardline on PS3 and Xbox 360 is being shut down on November 7th. And NBA Live 18 is again being shut down on November 7th. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that's a lot of games being shut down at relatively the exact same time. And this is why, in my opinion, that initiatives like Stop Killing Games are so important. I mean, games nowadays, a lot of them are unquote live service, which is great for the company, but horrible for the consumer. You spend these money on these games expecting to play them as long as you want, but that's not the case. But all of that just seems to be in the gaming landscape we live in nowadays, where we don't own anything and everything is just some sort of license. Great for the companies, horrible for the consumers, at least in my opinion. And also, shoutouts to Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds. You've got some very nice falls. But next up, we're talking about PlayStation 1 emulation with Duckstation, and Duckstation just got a pretty cool new feature you may be interested in, and that is texture replacement version 2.0. So Stenzek has been hard at work. He continues to work on this emulator. It's still alive and well from my understanding here. And texture replacement 2.0 took a lot of effort. The whole write-up from Stenzek is right on GitHub. If you are interested in texture replacement, if you're interested in PS1 stuff, I do recommend giving Stenzek's write-up a read. It's very well written. It is technical, but it's easy to follow along with. He talks about texture dumping, texture replacement, VRAM, spanner stuff, and even more. And he says here, as for what's left, because this is not fully complete, he didn't want to PR this approach until he had a few games working fairly well, and the system mostly implemented. It is mostly implemented. The replacements dumping will even survive save and load state. There's still some things left to do, like fixing up copy as write mode for FF8, fixing any regressions in the base renderer, and games broken in texture cache in general. Now, based on reading some of the comments in that GitHub thread, it seems that Stenzek may have even got more stuff working, and maybe I just didn't capture it. Anyways, here he says his free time is getting pretty limited at the moment, and getting all known issues fixed is unlikely to happen, but better to have something that works well in a decent number of games than nothing at all. Next up, we're talking about Lego, and it turns out that the Lego website was hacked for a very short period of time. And during that time, they caused quite a bit of chaos because the main banner was replaced with a crypto scam for the Lego coin. So if you hear anything about a Lego coin floating around, it's not real unless some third party has decided to make some unofficial one. Anyways, here, this is not real at all if you hear anything about Lego coin from Lego. So here's the official statement from Lego. On October 5th, 2024, October 4 evening in the US, an unauthorized banner briefly appeared on Lego.com. It was quickly removed and the issue has been resolved. No user accounts have been compromised and customers can continue shopping as usual. The cause has been identified and we are implementing measures to prevent this from happening again. But there's no mention of who was affected in terms of who was scammed in the first place. I mean, considering the crypto scam was up on Lego's main website, right on the main page, I'm assuming a couple of people probably fell for that scam. And if someone's interested in crypto, interested in Lego, and just happens to visit the Lego website and sees that Lego has a Lego coin, I think some people might be very excited about that and want to jump on it right away before prices go up. I don't know, I could be wrong here, but that's just what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking a few people got hosed by the whole thing. Hopefully not, but you never know here. And I think it's going to impact trust for people shopping on Lego's official website. Or maybe it won't. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Next up, if you're a fan of Dino Crysis and a fan of Dino Crysis looking really good and a fan of fan games, well, you may be a fan of this news here. So Dino Crysis has been remade in Unreal Engine 5. This is just a demo, but at the same time here, if you're interested in it, it's up on itch.io. So the developer of this one says this project is purely inspired by the original 1999 game, but it does not represent a full remake. I'm a big fan of the first Dino Crysis game. I tried to convey all the atmosphere and horror of the original in a modernized fashion. I hope you like it. As a solo developer, it's difficult to do something really noteworthy, but this small big work makes me somehow proud of how far I've come with personal progress in video game development. So try this one out. It's on itch.io. It's 100% free, and I don't necessarily think Capcom is going to take this one down. And last up here, we're talking about Sega, and Sega's official Twitter account posted something very interesting. They say, can you spot the odd one out? It's pretty easy to spot. It's on the second line. It's the second Sega in. And it's Sega with a 6 as opposed to a G. And a lot of people are speculating, maybe this is Virtua Fighter 6. Maybe this is Persona 6. Unfortunately, I've got no more details about that one, but I'm hoping we hear something soon. If you've got some inside information, if you've got some speculation that you think is accurate, let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. What do you think it is? But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and some fluffs. There were some ducks, not the legendary one fluff. She's safe at home, being well taken care of. We talked about a bunch today, not as much as I wanted to because the weather's not cooperating. It's starting to rain and I gotta get back before I get soaked and ruin the camera. So let me know your thoughts about anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.